releasing a report on piracy in Somalia and its effects on business along the coastline and uniqueness of business in Somalia. These entities rely heavily on onshore support for infrastructure that aids in the provision of basic commodities. And joining us live from Nairobi to take a closer look at this is Tuan Do. He's a senior economist and lead author at the World Bank. Thanks so much, Tuan, for joining us this afternoon. Let's get straight into a look at the issue as it stands right now, because piracy off the coast of Somalia has been in the spotlight for the longest while. How far have we come in tackling this issue? On a headline basis, things certainly looking to be improving, with stats having fallen in the last 12 months.
Thank you, Alicia, for having me. I'm delighted to be here. I think the reason why the piracy has been at a 5-year low now is because the international community, through the navies, has been investing a lot in law enforcement. And at the same time, shipping industries have adopted practices to avoid the risk of Somali pirates. And the price tag of these policies comes to a daunting $18 billion annually. And to put this in perspective, this is 6 times the GDP of Somalia, or 20 years of foreign aid to Somalia.
So still a pretty dire situation that we're looking at, despite the fact that we're looking at piracy sitting at that 5-year low. Tuan, let's go through some of the commentary that's come through with the release from the World Bank. You've said that Somalia cannot buy its way out of piracy, nor can the international community rely solely on its law enforcement agencies to defeat pirates, whether at sea or at land. So what options are we looking at when it comes to tackling this challenge sustainably?
This is very correct. We cannot buy our way out of piracy, nor can we shoot our way out of piracy. The solution to piracy is really about rebuilding the Somali state, who can then enforce the law and provide basic services and investments for the local communities on the shoreline in exchange for stopping pirate activities.
Do you think that as a bargaining mechanism would be effective, looking at the kind of inequalities that persist in the country?
The question is beyond whether it's going to be effective. I think we don't have a choice.
You would need a willingness from those who now are involved in piracy activity. So what kind of a negotiation do you see this, how do you see negotiations playing out? Because one would assume it's not as simple as, putting that on the table and them accepting the offer.
I completely agree with you. I think the first point is the solution has to be first and foremost political. The government of Somalia has to build credibility and put all the stakeholders to the table. And the difference between the revenues that the pirates make and the cost to the international community gives some financial leverage so that the international community can help the government in setting down an agreement between the local power brokers and the central government.
For now, what stance has the government taken on the issue? Because the fact that pirates can anchor their hijacked vessels freely along the Somalian shoreline reflects their ability to win support from government at the end of the day.
So the issue here is that the central government in Mogadishu, where we were yesterday to launch the report, has limited authority beyond the boundaries of the capital. And the effort of state building is really about asserting its authority in areas which are hosting the pirates. And I think the effort of state building is what we're looking forward to get rid of piracy in the Horn of Africa.
When it comes to the kind of progress that we've made so far, what's the outlook looking like in your books? As you say, we're sitting right now with piracy at 5-year lows. What's your outlook as we progress forward?
So we have a unique window of opportunity right now. The administration in Mogadishu is both legitimate, has credibility both on the inside and on the outside, and is having state building on the top of its agenda. So we have a lot of hope. The international community is mobilized and ready to assist the government in establishing growth and prosperity and eradicating piracy in the long run.